1. Cracking your knuckles causes arthritis. You've heard it 1,000 times. Stop cracking your knuckles, you'll get arthritis. Parents, teachers, random strangers, everyone seems convinced. But science? Not so much. The popping sound isn't bone grinding against bone. It's bubbles. Tiny gas bubbles collapsing inside the joint fluid. Totally harmless. One doctor even put the myth to the test on himself. Dr. Donald Unger cracked the knuckles on one hand every day for 50 years and left the other untouched. When he checked decades later, both hands were identical. No arthritis. He even won an Ig Nobel Prize for proving it. So, unless you're doing it loud enough to annoy everyone around you, go ahead. Your joints are fine. But speaking of myths about what your body needs, let's tackle the one that's been drilled into us since childhood, the legendary 8 glasses of water a day. 2. You need to drink 8 glasses of water a day. Drink 8 glasses of water every day. It's the most repeated health rule ever, and also one of the most misunderstood. The truth? There's no scientific basis for that number. It probably started from a 1940s nutrition report that said humans need around 2.5 liters of fluid daily. But here's the part everyone skipped. Most of that comes from food. Fruits, vegetables, coffee, tea, even soup all count toward hydration. Your body is way smarter than a checklist. It tells you when to drink through thirst. Unless you're running marathons in the desert, forcing down gallons of water does nothing but send you to the bathroom more often. Overhydration is actually dangerous. It can dilute your blood's sodium levels, leading to something called water intoxication. So, listen to your body, not a myth. And if you think a simple razor can magically change your biology, wait until you hear the truth about shaving and hair growth. 3. Shaving makes hair grow back thicker. It's the myth that launched a million awkward middle school debates. Shave once, and your hair grows back thicker. Spoiler, it doesn't. Shaving only cuts the hair at the surface. It doesn't touch the follicle, the living part that actually controls growth, color, and texture. Here's why it looks thicker. When hair is freshly cut, the blunt edge makes it feel coarse and darker until it's exposed to sunlight and wear. That's an optical illusion, not biology. Studies since the 1920s have proven this over and over. Even when hair grows back after shaving daily for months, there's zero change in thickness or density. So, no, razors can't hack your hormones or DNA. The stubble might feel rougher, but your body's growth code stays exactly the same. The next time someone swears shaving makes it worse, tell them science says otherwise. But while we're on the topic of misunderstood body myths, let's tackle the biggest brain buster of them all, the idea that you only use 10% of your brain. 4. You only use 10% of your brain. It's the ultimate pop psychology myth. You only use 10% of your brain. Hollywood loves it, self-help gurus quote it, and everyone secretly hopes it's true. Imagine unlocking the other 90%, right? Sorry, but you're already using the whole thing. Brain scans show that even the simplest tasks, reading, walking, tying your shoes, light up multiple areas at once. There isn't a single part of the brain that sits there doing nothing. Even while you sleep, regions responsible for memory and repair are still firing away. The myth likely started from a 19th century misinterpretation of early neuroscience papers. It just sounded catchy and stuck around. In reality, if you really used only 10%, brain damage would barely matter. But it does. So no, you don't have a secret power bank waiting to be switched on. You're already running at full capacity. And speaking of old advice that refuses to die, let's jump into one that's been repeated at every dinner table. Feed a cold, starve a fever. 5. Feed a cold, starve a fever. Feed a cold, starve a fever. It sounds old school, and that's because it is. The phrase dates back to the 1500s, when doctors thought you could balance illnesses by changing how much you ate. The logic was simple. Colds made you cold, so eat to warm up. Fevers made you hot, so starve to cool down. Nice idea, completely wrong. The truth? When you're sick, your body needs energy no matter what's causing it. Food fuels your immune system, and fluids prevent dehydration, especially during a fever, when you're sweating out water like crazy. Modern medicine says the real rule is, feed both, hydrate always. Whether you've got the sniffles or a temperature of 102 degrees Celsius, nutrition and rest are your best tools. The only thing this old myth cures is your appetite. And while we're talking about the cold, let's clear up another frosty misconception. No, stepping outside in winter doesn't actually give you a cold. 6. Going out in the cold gives you a cold. Your mom probably said it. Bundle up or you'll catch a cold. Sounds logical. Cold weather, cold virus. But colds don't come from temperature. They come from germs. Specifically, viruses like rhinovirus and coronavirus, the mild kind. You can't get infected from cold air. You get it from people. So why do colds spike in winter? Because everyone's indoors, breathing the same recycled air, with low humidity that helps viruses stay airborne longer. The cold itself doesn't infect you. It just makes the conditions perfect for transmission. That said, being cold can weaken your defenses a bit. When your body's chilled, blood vessels in your nose constrict, reducing the immune response. It's not the cause, just a helper for the real culprit. So next time someone blames the weather, remind them, germs don't care about your jacket. And if you think sweating it out can make up for bad habits, wait until you hear the truth about detoxing through sweat. 7. You can sweat out toxins. Every wellness trend loves to say it. Sweat out the toxins. From saunas to juice cleanses, it sounds like a miracle shortcut. But here's the truth. Sweat doesn't detox your body. That's what your liver and kidneys are for. Sweat's main job is temperature control. It's basically salty water. Only trace amounts of heavy metals or chemicals ever leave through your pores, nowhere near enough to make a difference. Detoxing through sweat would be like trying to clean your house by cracking a window. Saunas do have benefits. They improve circulation, lower stress, and can help recovery after workouts. But you're not sweating out last night's junk food or last weekend's wine. Your liver already handled that while you were scrolling, so yeah, sweat feels good. It's just not magic. And speaking of things people blame unfairly, let's talk about vaccines and the myth that they can somehow give you the flu. 8. Vaccines give you the flu. Every flu season, you hear it. I got the shot and then I got sick. It's one of the most stubborn myths in medicine, but the flu vaccine can't give you the flu. It doesn't contain live virus. Most shots use inactivated particles that train your immune system, like flashcards for your antibodies. So why do people feel lousy after getting vaccinated? That's your immune system working. The mild fever, aches, and fatigue are signs your body is building protection. It's not infection. It's rehearsal. Sometimes people catch an unrelated cold around the same time or get exposed to the flu before the shot kicks in. It takes about 2 weeks to become effective. That overlap fuels the myth every year. So no, the flu shot isn't out to get you. It's prepping your defenses. But if vaccines don't give you superpowers or sickness, what about the daily multivitamins everyone swears by? Time to find out how much of that healthy habit is pure marketing. 9. You need daily vitamins to stay healthy. The supplement industry is worth over $150 billion, and it's built on one message: you need daily vitamins. But here's the truth. If you eat a balanced diet, you probably don't. Most people get enough vitamins and minerals from regular food. Extra pills often just make your urine more expensive. Literally, you're peeing out what your body can't use. Some vitamins, like A, D, E, and K, are fat-soluble, which means taking too much can actually be toxic over time. Studies show multivitamins don't prevent heart disease, cancer, or early death in healthy adults. The only people who truly need supplements are those with specific deficiencies, like B12 for vegans or vitamin D for people who rarely see sunlight. So, before you swallow a handful of tablets, remember, balance beats bottles. And if you think natural alternatives are always safer, our final myth will make you think twice, because nature can be just as deadly as any lab. 10. The truth about natural medicine. Natural sounds safe. It feels wholesome, like sunlight and fresh air in a bottle. But here's the catch. Nature doesn't equal harmless. Arsenic is natural. So is cyanide, snake venom, and poison ivy. What matters isn't where something comes from. It's how it works in your body. Herbal and natural remedies can absolutely help. Many modern drugs, from aspirin to morphine, started as plants. The problem is dosage and purity. Supplements aren't regulated like pharmaceuticals. One bottle might have 10 times more active ingredient than another, or none at all. Even herbs like St. John's wort and ginseng can interfere with prescription meds, from birth control to antidepressants. Natural medicine can heal or harm, depending on knowledge and context. The smartest approach? Science and nature working together, not one pretending to replace the other. Because in medicine, the truth usually isn't mysterious, it's just misunderstood. See in the next video. It starts quietly. A few slow blinks, your breathing softens, and the edges of thought begin to blur. Falling asleep isn't an instant switch. It's a carefully choreographed handoff between your conscious and subconscious mind.